Welcome to Learn English with Fairy Tales. Today, we're going to enjoy a classic tale, Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in a small village near the forest. She always wore a red cape with a hood, so people called her Little Red Riding Hood. She was kind, cheerful, and loved by everyone. One morning, her mother called her. "Little Red Riding Hood, your grandmother is feeling sick. Please take this basket of food to her. It has bread, cheese, and her favorite cookies." Little Red Riding Hood replied, "Okay, mother, I will go now." Her mother warned her, "Stay on the path and don't talk to strangers. The forest can be dangerous." Little Red Riding Hood promised, "Yes, mother, I'll be careful." She put on her red cape, took the basket, and started walking through the forest. The forest was beautiful. The trees were tall, and the sun shone through the leaves. She heard birds singing and saw butterflies flying around. She stopped to pick some flowers for her grandmother. As she was picking flowers, a wolf appeared from behind a tree. "Good morning, little girl," said the wolf. "Good morning, Mr. Wolf," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Where are you going on this lovely day?" asked the wolf. "I'm going to my grandmother's house. She is sick, and I'm bringing her some food." The wolf's eyes lit up. "Where is your grandmother?" he asked. "She lives in the little house at the end of this path, near the big oak tree," said Little Red Riding Hood. The wolf thought to himself, I can eat the grandmother first, and then this little girl." The wolf smiled and said, "That's very kind of you. Well, goodbye, little girl." She continued her walk, enjoying the forest. She didn't know that the wolf had gone ahead to her grandmother's house. When the wolf arrived, he knocked on the door. "Who is it?" asked the grandmother. "It's me," said the wolf, pretending to be the little girl. "Oh, come in, my dear," said the grandmother. The wolf entered the house and immediately locked the grandmother in a closet. Then he put on her nightgown and glasses and got into bed. A few minutes later, Little Red Riding Hood arrived. She knocked on the door. "Who is it?" asked the wolf, trying to sound like the grandmother. "It's me," she said. "Come in, my dear," said the wolf. She entered the house. She looked at her grandmother lying in bed. Something seemed strange. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have," she said. "The better to see you with, my dear," said the wolf. "Grandmother, what big ears you have. The better to hear you with, my dear." "Grandmother, what big teeth you have. The better to eat you with," shouted the wolf. The wolf jumped out of bed and chased Little Red Riding Hood. She screamed and ran around the room. Just then, a woodcutter who was nearby heard her cries. The woodcutter burst into the house. He saw the wolf and shouted, "Leave her alone." The woodcutter grabbed his axe and scared the wolf away. The wolf ran out of the house and disappeared into the forest. Little Red Riding Hood quickly opened the closet and freed her grandmother. "Thank you, Mr. Woodcutter," she said. "You're welcome. But remember, little girl, don't talk to strangers," said the woodcutter. Little Red Riding Hood hugged her grandmother and said, "I'm sorry, grandmother. I promise to be more careful next time." From that day on, she always listened to her mother and never spoke to strangers again.
Learn English with Fairy Tales, the perfect book for kids and beginners. Inside, you'll find engaging, educational stories that are perfect for building grammar, vocabulary, and reading skills. Whether you're just starting or advancing, this book will guide you through exercises that make learning fun. You can access Learn English with Fairy Tales anytime, anywhere on your phone. Available now on Amazon Kindle. Check the link in the description to start your English learning journey today.
I hope you enjoyed the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Thank you for joining me today.